On this day in history, September 15, 1950, U.S. Marines landed Inchon on the west coast of Korea during the Korean War. The Marines touched down just 25 miles from Seoul, 100 miles south of the 38th parallel, the latitude line demarking the pre-Korean War boundary between North and South Korea. The location chosen was deemed too risky by many, but Douglas MacArthur, the supreme commander of the UN forces, insisted on carrying out the landing. By the evening, the Marines had overpowered moderate resistance and secured Inchon. They were able to cut the North Korean forces in two, and the US-led UN force was able to recapture Seoul after it had fallen to the north in June when the Korean War started. By taking 125,000 enemy troops prisoner, the Allied forces converged from two attacking fronts and overwhelmed the North Korean army. The Korean War, which started earlier that year in June, was a complete surprise attack by North Korea as they sent 90,000 troops across the 38th parallel, catching the South's forces off guard and throwing them into a retreat. 2 days later, the United States announced that it would intervene, with the United Nations approving the use of force just a short while after that. With the landing of the Marines in the opening months, the UN forces were able to advance against the North Koreans until the Chinese troops entered the conflict in October. With China on the north side, the Allies had to retreat. In April 1951, after months of back and forth fighting between the US-led UN and the Communist parties of North Korea and China, Supreme Commander Douglas MacArthur was relieved of his duty due to his insubordination and refusal to follow Truman's war policy after threatening to bomb China. President Truman feared that more escalation would draw the Soviet Union into the war, and he did not want that possibility to become a reality. Eventually, the Communists were pushed back to the 38th parallel, where the battle line remained for the remainder of the war. After 2 years, in 1953, an armistice was signed, ending the conflict and re-establishing the division of North and South Korea that still stands to this day.